Hello and welcome back to Marshmallows and Toast, and this is the third video I filmed in a row, and I don't know what else to say in the intro because I don't know, it's hard when you're both filming and you're like, hello again for the third time. How are you doing on this insert day of the week here? Anyway, I hope you're actually having a good day, and without further ado, let's talk about today's video. So today I wanted to show you guys the top 10 albums that I discovered / were released in 2017. Now, not all of these were released in 2017, however, the majority were. Because I couldn't pick favourites, I'm just going to tell you the albums and let you know there's no particular order. These are just 10 albums that I absolutely adored last year. Can we just talk about After Laughter by Paramore first? Here, this so good. A lot of people didn't like it because they're like, oh, this isn't the Paramore we knew and the Paramore we loved. It is still Paramore, you know. They're allowed to change creatively. They're allowed to change their tone and their sound. And to be honest, I actually hadn't listened to their music in years because I was like, I think I'm a bit too grown up to listen to that kind of edgy music. Says me, who's been literally listening to Evanescence for the last 2 weeks straight. But you know, that's besides the point. Let's just pretend that I haven't regressed back into like my 14-year-old adolescence. But yeah, from Hard Times, which is, you know, the bop, the summer bop, to Told You So, which is I love it so much. For some reason it reminds me of like kind of that French artsy photography style, if that makes sense. Do you see that, or is that just me? And I just love it. I love Rose Colored Boy. I did a cover of it that you can check out up here. It's shit. Next album up is Black Widow. This album is amazing. I think I'd heard of In This Moment years ago, but I never actually listened to them. I think what song was it? Yes, it was Big Bad Wolf. I heard it on my Discover Weekly one day on Spotify, and I was like, what is this? And I was just so drawn in. And then I watched the music video for it and I fell in love. And then you have Sex Metal Barbie, which is literally just, fuck you, I'm gonna be me, whether that reinforces or doesn't reinforce a stereotype. Like, fuck you, I'm self-aware, this is also a bop. And it's just, it's so good. It's such a good album. I would 100% recommend. When Ritual came out, I wasn't too gone on it, to be honest, because I was like, they took almost the exact same formula that they'd done when they'd written Black Widow and put that into Ritual, and I was like, this is just a carbon copy of Black Widow mixed with Taylor Momsen and the Pretty Reckless's aesthetic and sound, and I just wasn't for me. There was a couple of good songs on it, but to be honest, wasn't for me. But Black Widow, so good. So good. The next one is Concrete and Gold by Foo Fighters. It's so good. It's so good because you have Run, you have La Di Da, and then you have The Line, and they're so good and I enjoy it. And I love at the very end there's like an entire minute of silence and then he just goes, fuck you too. And I just laughed because I was like, that's fucking great. I love when they throw in stupid shit like that, and it just reminds you that they're just having fun and making an album, and I love it and it's great. Okay, next we're on to a YouTuber. So this isn't an album, it's more an EP, but let's talk Dodie in Intertwined. It's so good. Look, every song she has, her lyricism is amazing. She has so many layers to her songs, and I really like the way that she kind of shows that through the music and uses very interesting sounds. Like literally her Instagram story today, she was like banging away on Tupperware to do the percussion for a tune, and I just thought that was great. I love that she's just this real human and she just creates such raw music, and that's what I'd love to do. I'd love to be able to, but I feel like all of my emotional music sounds super fucking edgy and I can't write happy music. Not yet anyway, so we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, it's really good though. Give it a listen. I think my personal favourite is When, and I really want to learn it on piano because I relate to that so much. This next album is like my go-to for sex. You don't want to know that, but there you go, you have the information. And it's Ison by Ison by Sevdaliza. I think that's right. Right, if you watch Dancing with the Stars, I don't, but I follow Lindsay Sterling because she's great and I love her. And last year she was in Dancing with the Stars in the US, and there was one particular dance and she actually got like 10s off all the judges, like perfect score. And it was the song Human by Sevdaliza, and they were doing a tango to it, I think it was a tango. and oh my god, I loved it so much. I am so aware of every time I say and right now, I apologize. It was so good, so good. I'm gonna link the video of her dancing to it down below because it's so inspiring. But that song, that like, it shook me, and it like, it transports me to this like new plane of existence. Not in the like horrible dissociation, like please I'm trying to camera back into my body now, but just more so in the whoa, this is great. It's like a high without drugs. Not that I would know, I don't really do drugs unless it's paracetamol or antidepressants, and yeah, my life is boring. The whole album, to be honest, is just really good. Look, it does talk about a lot of things like God and religion, and that's not my sort of vibe, but I just really enjoy how it's put together. I like her observations on humanity, on society, on people, and it's just really well put together. It takes some really interesting sounds that really do come together to just form this ethereal piece. I love it. It's really good. Would 100% recommend. Next up is another YouTuber album. So this is Maybe Trapped Mostly Troubled by Tessa Violet. I actually remember when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Mika Kitty videos back in the day, back when I was like 11 or 12, when you know, YouTube had just become this kind of thing, and I was always drawn into it, and I really liked her, you know, her style, her parodies and stuff. However, years later, after not seeing her pop up on the internet for I'd say nearly a decade, it just popped up, like one of her videos did, and I was just mesmerized by it. I love it. I love her voice. I love that it's really high, so it's still very like nice and sweet, but the lyrics themselves are really heavy. I think one of my favorites off of Maybe Trapped Mostly Troubled is Make Me a Robot, which I think hands down is like the best song on the album. I love it a lot. I really like her love songs, and I usually hate love songs, but it's just a really cute but also very emotionally heavy album. The next one isn't really an album. I mean, technically it is. It's the Steven Universe Volume 1 soundtrack. And it's so good. I think I've said it's so good about 50 times throughout this video, and that's totally fine because these are albums I really enjoyed last year, that I fell in love with, that I discovered or rediscovered. And Steven Universe is so good. It is the most wholesome show I've ever watched. However, it has this depth to it that's really dark, which, you know, that happens a lot in kids TV shows. But I just really like how Steven Universe itself touches off of things like, you know, LGBT and gender and stereotypes, things like that. It like basically challenges society and our perceptions of society and what is normal and what isn't normal. But yeah, the songs from it are just really wholesome and really cute, and sometimes very dark, and I love it so much. It's just such a whenever I'm feeling particularly upset, I just throw it on, and it puts me in a good mood, especially the theme song. It's just like, we are the Crystal Gems, and I just love how it goes from like, yeah, we'll save the day and then get pizza. Sounds class. That sounds really fun. Number 8, we have 3 by Phantogram. I really love this album. I actually never heard of Phantogram, but it was last year when I kind of discovered Kat Von D and stuff like that, she had uploaded a video for the Saint and Sinner fragrances, and she used the song, what was it? She used Funeral Pyre by Phantogram in the background. And that's when I first heard it, and I was like, what is this? I need to listen to this. I need this song in my life. It's not the usual music I would listen to, but I've been, as you can see from the Seb Delisa and the Phantogram, I've been getting very into the ethereal kind of electro side of things. That if you have any suggestions of what I could listen to that's kind of similar to them, please let me know, because I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, so the album is amazing. Obviously there is Funeral Pyre, you know, that's kind of the headline track of it, and it's great, and it just reels you in. Now there's a couple of songs I'm like, they're alright, but that happens on every album, and that's totally okay. I think the one song though that is my absolute favorite, I think it was like literally in my top 5 favorite songs of last year, was Run Run Blood. You have to listen to it, right? So it has this like chant that keeps being said over and over and over again, and just all of a sudden the bass is just like, ooh, and the rhythm for it's really good. I'm not good at describing music, but it's a good song. And You Don't Get Me High Anymore, relatable as fuck, but also it's just a really good juxtaposition, because a lot of the time people kind of separate, they see drugs and alcoholism and those kind of issues as like over their problems, as in like, oh, they'll never affect me, they're not part of my life, you know. But she really, really does correlate, you know, life and how you feel now to this really, really tough thing to go through. And it's, I don't know, I just thought it was really interesting. It was a really interesting way of describing it, but also showing the actual gravitas of the situation through the comparison. I'm not good at describing it, but it's good. It's really, really good. The last 2 albums are by the same band, because boy, am I in love with them. And this is Marmozets. Now, if you don't know what they are, they're kind of like a small band in the UK. They're so good. I've said that so many times. Oh my god. Right, so one of them is the album The Weird and Wonderful Marmozets, which I think was their debut album, if I'm correct. It's really, really interesting. It's just kick-ass. She's just like up on stage singing, like fucking going for it. I love it. Captivate You is amazing because it really, really is inspiring and just puts you in a really good mood, and you're like, yes, I can take on the world. And even Move, Shake and Hide, it's just like, fuck you, I'm gonna do things. It's just a very good album to throw on if you need to get up and go. Speaking of which, their other album that got released, number 10, the final one, is, I forgot the name of it and I have to look it up. Okay, number 10 is kind of a lie because it came out mid-January, but I think they'd released a couple of singles at the end of December 2017, and it's Knowing What You Know Now. And it is so, so good. I love it. I love it. They really took the sound that they had in previous albums. The only difference being that there's a huge up in production value, and I love it. I love it. She still has the raw vocals. I think, to be honest, I love Play. I love Major System Hour. I'm just looking at the track list now so I can like pick out my favorites. And I really enjoy Run With The Rhythm. I think Run With The Rhythm is like my favorite one, and it just ends and it brings the album to a close with just this very kind of you got this sort of mentality, and I really enjoy that, and I hope you do too. What I'll do is I'll throw a Spotify playlist link down below with just all of the albums in order, so all you have to do is just press play or download it if you have Spotify Premium or whatever. This isn't an ad, I just really enjoy Spotify personally. And yeah, feel free to give that a follow and give it a listen, and if you want me to talk about my favourite anything else, let me know. I don't feel like I'm particularly interesting, but this is stuff I really enjoy, and I hope you do too. Have a wonderful day and peace out. Bye!